Is the Super Eagles of Nigeria in turmoil as head coach Eric Chelle must shock exits, prompting the Nigerian Football Federation to call for an emergency meeting. In quotes, it's a report, and I have the full gist for you in this particular video. Eric Chelle has finally admitted that the Super Eagles of Nigeria's 2026 World Cup fate hangs on a must-win victory against the Bafana Bafana of South Africa. I have latest from the camp of Ethan Nwaneri's nationality switch. But before I proceed with the details of this particular update, if you are new on this platform, please let's all support this platform to grow. What you can do to support the platform is to subscribe to the channel. After that, hit on the post notification bell for more updates. Don't forget to please like this video and share to other social media platforms. My name is Solomon Kwadwo Asante, your only nomenclature with engineers philosophy in sports. The only Ghanaian who has declared his full support for the Super Eagles of Nigeria ahead of their 2025 AFCON tournament in Morocco. I have been given a Nigerian name on this platform, and the name is Solomon Chukwu Emeka. Please do well to leave your decent comments in the comment box for special shoutouts. Today is the 1st of April 2025. And if you're a cherished viewer on this platform, in the book of Psalm 1, it says, "Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, who stand not on the path of the sinners, nor sits on the seats of mockers, but his delight is in the law of the Lord. In his law, he meditates day and night. He is like a tree that is planted beside streams. Those who do not worship God are like chaffs that the winds blows away." So if you're a blessed person on this platform and as a cherished viewer, you should be like a tree that is planted by streams. Your leaves will never wither. If you're here with me, say amen. Ladies and gentlemen, let's plunge into the intricacies of the stories. And starting with is a camp of Nigeria's head coach, Eric Chelle, and today's stories will be anchored on his camp. And his future as Nigerian head coach for now is in a doubt. Per reports coming in suggests that he's contemplating of terminating his 2 years contract just 2 months in office or just 2 months in his tenure. So that is the latest coming in from the camp of Nigeria's head coach, Eric Chelle. And per the reports that I have, and I can confirm to you that he was being appointed in January as the 37th head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. He signed 2 years with an option for additional year if he qualifies the Super Eagles of Nigeria to the 2026 World Cup tournament. And I've earlier reported to you on this platform that he is the first non-Nigerian African to coach the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And from reports coming in from Nigeria sports journalists, Obayiwana Osasu, is that per the issues coming in as to whether Eric Chelle will be leaving the Super Eagles of Nigeria or not, has just prompted the Nigeria Football Federation to convey an emergency meeting to talk about this particular issue. So that is the latest and the reports coming in from this sports journalist. And let's have a glance of the exact words of Osasu Obayiwana, Nigerian sports journalist, about this particular issue. He stated that Eric Chelle is considering terminating his contract as Super Eagles manager. Sources within the NFF say that uncertainty over his fate beyond FIFA World Cup qualification series has led to a dramatic change of hearts. The NFF will hold a crisis meeting to address the matter. So that is the latest from Obayiwana Osasu revelation about Eric Chelle's updates. So that is it for that. And I can state it emphatically on this platform that despite the rumors and speculations surrounding Eric Chelle's future, he remains engaged in his role as a head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And currently, he is even in Europe scouting players and also having talks with players who are ready to switch their allegiance to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And on this note, let me move into the latest about nationality switch. The paramount among all is Ethan Nwaneri's nationality switch. Eric Chelle is still reeling from the tepid display of some of his players in the 2026 World Cup qualification matches against the Amavubi of Rwanda and the Warriors of Zimbabwe. This is the time for him to rebuild a formidable team or reorganize a formidable team to get better performance in their next phases of the 2026 World Cup tournament against the Mavubi of Rwanda and the Bafana Bafana of South Africa. So, per reports, a close source to the Super Eagles of Nigeria has revealed to the Guardian newspaper that Eric Chelle, in his visits to Europe, has scheduled a meeting with Ethan Nwaneri. And let's take a reminiscence of what I've earlier reported to you on this platform. Ethan Nwaneri is just 18 years of age, and he turned 18 years on the 21st of March 2024. He turned the age of 18 years. He currently plays as a midfielder and as a winger for Arsenal, the Gunners. He was born to a Nigerian father of Igbo origin and to English mother. Ethan Nwaneri, per the last reports on this platform about his nationality switch, is that his international future remained wide open, having been eligible to play for the Three Lions of England and the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And per the reports that I reviewed to you on this platform, multi-award winning Nigerian journalist Shina Oludari tweeted on his official Twitter page that a close source to this midfielder has revealed that he is ever ready to honor a call-up to any of the national teams that approaches him first. So that is the latest coming in. So is it going to be the Three Lions of England or the Super Eagles of Nigeria? Any of these countries that approaches Ethan Nwaneri will just switch his allegiance to play for. For the Super Eagles of Nigeria, he just have to switch his allegiance to come and play for them. And for the Three Lions of England, he just have to declare his readiness. And this development put the Nigerian Football Federation alerts where they are ready to strengthen the Super Eagles of Nigeria with European-born of Nigerian descent. So they just have to do something. And on this note has prompted Eric Chelle to have further discussion with Ethan Nwaneri. So that is the latest coming in from the close source to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And in his revelation, he stated to the Guardian newspaper that he's just begging and pleading with the Nigerian sports journalists to calm down on certain things as to the players to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, or as to the players that Eric Chelle to select to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, especially in their upcoming fixtures in the 2026 World Cup qualifying matches against Rwanda and that of the Bafana Bafana of South Africa. Let me read out the exact words of this close source to the Super Eagles of Nigeria, making this renowned revelation to the Guardian newspaper. Exact words, he started by saying, I am optimistic that he, Nwaneri, will see the reason that he has more prospects of playing for the Super Eagles of Nigeria than the Three Lions. The Super Eagles' central defense needs urgent revival. Even the midfield requires major surgical operation as quickly as possible. Football belongs to the youths. As it is, the coach has to start a systematic approach of replacing the old players. Again, the media has to allow the coach to do his job the same way they allowed Clemens Wesolov to reshape the Super Eagles in the 1990s. All right, okay, I do get him. This idea of Nigerian sports journalists, particularly the social media, picking players for the coach even before a crucial match should stop. It is not helping us. So they should stop those picking players for the coaches, especially the Nigerian sports journalists, those on social media platforms. You should put a stop to it. These are the exact words from a person, a close source to the Super Eagles of Nigeria, making his revelation to the Guardian newspaper. So that is the latest coming in. Asu Nwaneri will be switching his allegiance to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria or not. We just keep it logged on this platform, and we've kept our fingers crossed, waiting for what will happen. And we are still sitting on a tenterhooks to see the next step for Ethan Nwaneri's nationality switch. So that is the latest coming in from the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And I'm going to end this update in the camp of Eric Chelle, as I earlier reported to you that Eric Chelle, today's updates will be anchored on his camp. He has finally admitted that the Super Eagles of Nigeria's 2026 World Cup fate hangs on a must-win game against the Bafana Bafana of South Africa. And as you all know, in the next proceedings of the 2026 World Cup qualifiers will be a game against the Super Eagles of Nigeria and that of the Amavubi of Rwanda in Uyu at the Gosio Akpabio Stadium. Some few days later will be another game, titanic crucial encounter against the Bafana Bafana of South Africa in South Africa. So that is the latest coming in. He has admitted and he has underlined the team's determination to beat the Bafana Bafana in a must-win game. Same as he is convinced that a win against the Bafana Bafana of South Africa is non-negotiable. So this time around, he is ever ready to lead the Super Eagles of Nigeria to the promised land. And the promised land here is the 2026 World Cup tournament. Let me read out the exact words of the head coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Eric Chelle, who is in Europe to scout players for the Super Eagles of Nigeria as he is willing to just come back from the tepid display of some of his players in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers. He started by saying, it's an obligation we win in South Africa, but the most important match for us right now is Rwanda in EU. South Africa are a good side, but for that game, we cannot afford to allow them play. But first, we have to beat Rwanda at home, and then we focus on the game in South Africa. There's that words of Eric Chelle, who is in the helm of affair for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, who will be in the dugout for the very third and fourth time in the 2026 World Cup qualifiers for the Super Eagles of Nigeria against the Amavubi of Rwanda and that of the Bafana Bafana of South Africa. On this note, I will end here with my presentation. I was being supported by my hardworking chief editor, Emmanuel Kwame Asiedu, and my amazing graphic designer, Dominic. Before I take a leave of you, please let me give you special shout-outs. The names are quite complicated in my pronouncement, but I will try as much as I can to give the shout-out to what I can pronounce here. Ofune Veronica, God bless you for your good works and support to Sports Filler. And this is to Felix Feden, God bless you. I really appreciate your good works on this platform. And this is to Ken Menza. You are super fantastic. God bless you. I really cherish your kind of support to Sports Filler. And to Jesus, who is Jesus? Okay, Balamideli Suleiman, God bless you for your good efforts and support to Sports Filler. And this is to Marty Isaac. I really appreciate your good works on Sports Filler. Paul Oguntifa, God bless you. I really appreciate your good works on Sports Filler. I know the pronunciation of the names might be quite complicated, but with all the respect, just pardon me for that. Odei Harrison, Ethi, God bless you. I really appreciate your good works on Sports Filler. And George. I know we have too many Georges in the world, but this is George Eziraha. God bless you. I appreciate. If I am just calling on all these names for special shout outs, I know time will be quite spent on this platform. And until you meet again on this platform, please stick and stay, keep it logged. Subscribe to the channel and hit on the post notification bell for more updates. It's bye for now.